everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am the Electrified Latina, and today I have a very special video interview prepared for you. We have here David Cleveland. He is the eCells CEO and founder of Nevada-based eCells e-bikes, which has been global pioneers in creating all-wheel drive e-bikes, so dual motors, dual batteries, and full suspension. eCells stands at the forefront of electric bicycle innovation, and they are highly recognized for their high-end Super Monarch e-bikes. So their commitment to relentless innovation is what led them to launch their newest model that everyone is talking about, the 5-star e-bike. This is a very powerful 1500 watt motor, 60 volt battery e-bike that can hit speeds of 40 miles an hour. So let's give David Cleveland a warm round of applause. Hi, David.
So you got like crowds clapping in the background and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Ovation.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Do you like your welcome?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hi, it's nice to be in a video interview with you, talking face to face.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with question number 1. So who is David Cleveland as far as like, how did all this start? How did this company start, and what's your drive behind it?
Okay, that was a whole lot of questions in one. I'm the CEO of a company called eCells Inc. eCells Inc. eCells Incorporated. We're a C Corp corporation. We founded in November of '77. We got involved in, and we've been involved in. We got involved in electric bikes 5 years ago. In fact, we just had our 5th year anniversary in March. I'm the chief executive officer. I'm the designer, producer, developer, sales of electric bikes. We're the factory that builds my bikes. The first bike they ever built was my Super Monarch all-wheel drive bike. They of course have built all my bikes. Essentially, we've had other little ventures, but we've got a great relationship, a great product, and we've been through the mill. Last 5 years we've been dealing with 45 amp bikes, and and with dual batteries, and it takes a little bit of going to school on how to effectively utilize that power. And we're pretty proud of ourselves, that's for sure. We got a great reputation, and we're stepping out. We're stepping out into the single wheel bike business, in addition to our all-wheel drive. But last December, I realized that we were missing 95% of the market because we're only selling to 5%. And so I decided to go with rear-wheel drive like just about everybody else, and we looked at some of the competition, and we decided to put the 5-star together.
So you just answered my second question. It was going to be like, so what makes this?
Well, this is only our 8th run through. You don't think I know what your questions are? No, I'm joking, folks. I'm just making jokes. Go ahead.
Guys, this is because we already had a little like practice one.
Yeah, there you go.
A practice interview. So, okay, so that was the next question. You've been specializing in all-wheel drive e-bikes. So why the jump to the incredible single motor 5-star? Because you saw that they were doing really good?
Well, no, that wasn't, I didn't even know anything about my primary competitor until November of last year. I had a customer call me and was going to buy one of my 1,000 watt Monarchs. And he said, well, I'll just go to here, and you guys have the same frame, and I'll just make it all-wheel drive. and he mentioned the name, and I go, what? And of course, we haven't played in the YouTube marketplace because a couple years ago it wasn't effective. Well, now it has become that way. So here we are. But I opened up the website and I saw the frame,
Wired's
and
website, right?
yeah, and I saw that frame, and I go, holy shit! And so we started looking at the product, and I got kind of upset, quite honestly, and because it looked so much like my bike, and so I asked my factory to price the bike if I was going to replicate their bike, and initially we were going to replicate all their stuff, but suddenly I realized that the bike wasn't safe. We need to add a better rotor, so I put the 203s on there, and we actually were making product progression as we're selling bikes, and it was pretty cool situation. But when I got the price from my factory, how much to build that bike for, I was shocked, and because in my opinion, the price that they're selling them at is overpriced. And so we were able to come into that market, offer the same bike, essentially, lot of improvements, but we were able to offer the bike for with free shipping, a 2-year warranty on the motors and batteries, and then all the upgraded features over the bike is standard now on our bikes, and to be, just to not so much to throw trying to lower the price to compete with them. It was a fair thing to do for my consumers. In terms of markup, I just think it was a little overpriced, and here we are.
Okay. So I know a lot of people in my audience are dying to know, how does the 5-star stand out from the Wire Freedom?
Well, I think that's pretty apparent on the website. We have a better finish. My blue color, I spent 6 months developing. It's pretty awesome. We have a better frame. We went through 5 years of, or 5 years ago. What's crazy is the original. We look at their bike, what they were offering in terms of their frame. Their frame was identical to what we had 5 years ago. But because of that, and then we had the shaky rear end and all that kind of stuff, and so we dealt with that 5 years ago. My first production bike was it had a loose rear end, but within 3 months we were producing bikes that we corrected that problem, and still today I see that they still have that problem, even with their, just a couple of days ago video, guys shaking the rear pivots on the bike. They shouldn't be shaking. Doesn't matter if you make the pivots thicker, it's still going to be shaking. And so they got some things that they need to look at, and I know they will. They're a progressive company too. They want to advance in the development of electric bikes as much as I do, and competition is fun. I love it.
Oh, I love that answer. And then in our last interview, the practice one, you were saying something about like the drivetrain, right? Like the 3 most important things: motor, battery, controller. So how do those very important components differ from wireds?
Well, we can't get them to disclose the batteries they put inside, or the cells they put inside the battery.
Okay.
I talked with Steve in December, and he didn't even know when they put 21700s or 18650s in the batteries. He said, I'll have to get back to you. It was then that, honestly, I made the decision to take them on, because they have someone's selling something, they don't even know what they're selling. But when we look at the power components of an electric bike, the battery has a lot to do with it. Number one is how much voltage it has, but you know, as I'd like to describe, if we take a 5-gallon bucket and we fill it full of water, and I put a 1-inch hole in the bottom of it, it's only going to drain out as fast as it's going to go through that 1-inch hole, and we'll call that a standard battery. Where a high performance, high discharge battery, like the 50Es, the Samsung 50Es that we use in our batteries, are the same batteries that we use in our $4,000-$5,000 bikes, and we've had great performance with them, and they're capable of taking that brutal brutal abuse, if you want to call it that, of running these things at these high discharge type of amps that are being required to power these bikes. So you know, I don't know. You know, we don't know what they have. I haven't bought a wire to tear it apart and try to find out, and I really don't care to. But we believe that, number one, we have better batteries, because lack of disclosure. If you got a good product, you should help them tell people about it. And the second thing is the controller.
Yeah.
5 years ago, my bikes are my dual crown bikes and my single crown bikes. All I have 45 amp controllers on them, and so we're used to dealing with that type of power over the last 5 years. And 5 years ago, I was reading a 3M article about a thermal conductive gel and how it helps with number one, stabilizing stabilizing the components. You know, we're off-road, I want to say racing, but we're out there running off-road, and we want those components to be stabilized. And so by locking that gel, it solidifies them, so we don't have, you know, eventually the controller fails because the stupid transistor fell off. But more than that, that conductive gel provides dissipation of heat. It pulls. I love that term too. It pulls the heat out of the transistors and the capacitors and the MOSFETs, and it moves to the outside. You know, we know that the heat is attracted to cold, and so inside the warm controller, that heat moves out to the outer fins of the controller. As I examined their product, number one, they didn't have potted controllers, so I knew we were way ahead of the game right there. But also we had frame mounts on the bike that we allowed us to mount the controller and expose it. And because of the thermoconductive gel is essentially waterproofs the controller, we're not concerned about, you know, the weather or whatnot on that controller. And so that was a big benefit. As far as the motors, you know, we went to Hentac and got the same motor, and you know, I want to say that you know, when it comes to motor technology, for those that don't know, and probably in teaching you too, is I got motors that are 4T, and they're high RPM, high speed motors, but they don't have a lot of torque. And then I got cargo motors that are 7T, 4T, 7T, and they're high torque but low RPM. They don't go fast. The cargo bikes, you know, good luck you get one of them to go 30 miles an hour. So there's a mix there from 4 to 5 to 6 to 6.5 to 7. And if you add more winds to the motor, what are you doing? You're adding more torque, but you're slowing the motor down. So how are you going to get both torque and RPM? Well, you're going to have to cram in more amps to get that motor more power. And of course, with more amps is more inefficiency, or you know, just taking away the battery. But when I heard recently them saying, oh, they added more winds for to give it more speed and torque, I you know, from an engineer standpoint, I just started laughing, didn't know what the hell he's talking about. because you can't do it. The only way you can do it is just add more amps to
From
that
the
motor.
battery.
Yeah, you have to add more amps. So whereas if I take a 2,000 watt motor and it runs a certain speed and has a certain torque, the only way that I'm going to increase either one of those is just give it more power. And of course, um, and they're coming out with a 45 amp controller. Well, I would say to everyone, take a look at that controller and look at the size of it compared to the controller that we have on our bikes. Our controller looks almost twice as big. And when you take a controller in a plastic case as opposed to aluminum, that's getting real cheap. That's the controller manufacturers, the one near the bottom of the barrel. They're selling because of price. They make plastic cases for them, and you really want an aluminum case that can dissipate the heat effectively, and that's where we're standing.
Yeah, because the plastic case probably doesn't help with the heat dissipation, right?
No, plastic does a real good job of holding heat in.
Right.
So it has thermal properties.
So if that wires controller is so small, how can it hold 45 amps?
Well, that's real easy. It's real easy to make a I don't know how many MOSFETs they got in it, and I'm probably way talking over your head, but it's real easy to get a simple controller to produce a lot of amps by bridging it, or the fact is that you can make a controller, but a small controller like that pumping out 45 amps on a daily basis, I guarantee it's not going to last. And I can assure you that I've got 5 years experience doing this. I know it, so maybe they'll relook at what I know that they dropped KT, and maybe they'll look at some other form of company to provide them with a good solid controller, because I don't see it just from observation.
Gotcha.
We came out May 1st and introduced Tetro 4-piston brakes with Tetro rotors, and then also what's that?
You are
all our bikes. We announced on May 1st that all our bikes now are going to have Tetro 4-piston brakes.
Guys, did you hear that?
Not cheapy companies 4-piston brakes, but Tetro. And I have my own pad. I developed I had great brake pads developed for those for the 4-piston, and we offer those for a full set of 4 for $20 to our customers. If someone outside the company wanted to buy them, that would be $40. But even that's a great value when you go look at Amazon, and they charge $28 just for 2 pads. For 4 pads, we sell them for $40, and that's just helping to maintain our customers. So you ride the bike every day, you're going to wear them out in about 600 to 800 miles. You're going to need new pads, and that can get pretty expensive if you got to spend $56 every 600 miles.
Yes. Oh, so that's already here. The Tetro hydraulic 4-piston and 203 millimeter rotors front and back, right?
No, the rear rotors. I think that by mid-July we'll have the 203s on that we've ordered them.
Okay.
But Tetro right now is going. They're just really. The supply chain, you got to wait a little bit for, but we made that decision several months back. It's just the supply cycle doesn't allow us to do it right now.
Guys, and this is great. Like something that I see like ESO's doing, like they're constantly upgrading their products. Like the 5-star, it's like you have like upgrades like weekly. I love it.
Yeah, that's the way it's been all my life. I mean, the whole long time we've been doing ESOs, we have to look at production cycles, and even to know the difference between the various. I'll do a change on a production next cycle. I'll do another one, and so with me, it's never. I'm never happy But the monarchs, the way they are right now, I'm not doing anything to them because they're the best I can offer. But with this 5 star, this is fun because I get to upgrade it and enhance its ability to kick butt.
It's your new baby.
Yeah, it's fun.
So I know my viewers are dying to know this too. What kind of performance can we expect from the 5 star top speed?
Kind of performance? What, I don't understand the question.
Oh yeah, so can my audience that buys the 5 star e-bike, what kind of what kind of top speed?
Well, they're going to buy a 38 mile an hour bike, depending on their weight. If they pedal like hell, like you're going to attempt to do, you'll definitely get up to 40. I've been 41.4, and I've breathed hard for about 20 minutes.
But you got to 41 miles an hour.
Yeah, and there was no headwind. I think the only effective way to do a real speed test is GPS and go both directions. Go west, turn around, go east, and then because you never know what kind of wind you got on your back, so that can be exaggerated. But because of when it comes down to 30-minute run, 30 minutes down the road, and you're running beside my competition. Well, my bike will chew it up because the fact is their controllers are just smoking. And
smoking good.
Yeah. So
your controllers.
We're gonna do good.
Awesome. Yeah, guys. So I'm getting ready to do a top speed run video tomorrow. It will be posting really soon. But right now, I would like to. Oh, I see that your motor produces 147 Newton meters of torque, which is insane for a single motor. How were you able to achieve this? I think you already answered it, right?
Yeah, it's just once again, it's battery controller exactly. I was kind of shocked actually when they showed Wired had 137, I had 400, whatever. I was shocked. How do we have the same motor doing different torque ratings? So I'm not sure about all that. If it is same motor, then why is there a difference in the torque settings? And I'm sure that Steve Goldman probably thought the same thing. Well, what the hell's going on? But when it comes to, we haven't been offered a newer, bigger, better motor. Except for we do have a motor we know they don't have that they did give us to use to try. And so I'm kind of confused about the original or what they're saying now. Of course, I'll be talking to Hentac here probably Monday and figuring out what's going on exactly. But the Hentac's been keeping us right in the mix of any motor development and what they're doing. And I definitely don't want to go to a direct drive bike. You know, hub motor. We have a hub motor, 1500 watt bike. I could go show it to you that goes 49 miles an hour.
Say that again?
You heard me. You heard it first right here. It was first on the Electrified Latina channel.
Yes.
She's the first ever to hear it. We've got 2 motors with my name on them, E-cells. They're 1500 watt motors, and the bike runs 49 miles an hour.
What brand is that?
It's E-cells.
You made them.
Huh?
You made them.
No, I haven't. Right now, I have a worldwide exclusive on the motor.
Okay.
We haven't produced them yet at all. We're still testing them. The hill climb is insane. Was insane. It was. But we probably won't be introducing the model. That bike can probably till January.
Okay.
We can always talk about what we're doing in terms of development. And that's why a lot of companies, of course, they're super quiet about it. And I don't have that kind of philosophy. If I know something that you should know, but I'm not telling you because I want economic benefit out of it, I think that's raping the customer. And so as I come out with, like earlier this year, I told the whole group what products we're coming out with. and just to let them know, and some, if they want to hold back and wait until that's introduced, that's cool too. But I don't want them to be mad at me because they didn't know that this product was coming. So we always tell people what we're up to. Always have, and that of
Very
course
transparent.
gives my competition a little edge too, to know that they better pick it up, and because here comes something's coming. But, yeah.
Very transparent is your philosophy.
Yep.
So, okay. Now that we know that we get 5-star products from eSales, can we also expect 5-star service? Please.
Oh, come on! You don't. I don't think there's a company out there that can say that we got better service than us. Yeah. Look at our reviews. Look at how Google rates us. We're a company that's dedicated to customer service, and that's in all honesty, without a doubt, that's more important to me than profit. Because if I don't take care of my customer today, I'm going to be out of business tomorrow. And one bad customer can screw up 10 sales, where a happy customer might make us 3 or 4. But that's a whole heck of a big swing there. So we're definitely very dedicated to warranty and taking care of our customers. You call them, we jump on it. We got some guys out there once in a while say, "Oh, they can't answer the phone. They won't answer the phone." All that. That was just crazy. I saw that on one of the group posts, and I contacted the guy and said, "Have you ever bought an eSales bike?" He said, "No." I said, "When they get the hell off the page." And he was just stirring stuff up. That's what people do. In the social world, like I told you, this whole social media thing is all new to me. It's like crazy what goes on.
It's true. So can you tell my viewers about your excellent warranty?
Well, we got a 2-year warranty. Number one, we have a lifetime warranty on our frames. I got a new bike coming out. We're going to be shipping them June 18th next month. And I spent 3 years developing. It's called the King's Crown. And that frame went through 700,000 tests, certified, and engineer stamps and the whole bit. And it's really crazy that they got these machines that go like this and just rattle the frames. They do 500,000 tests, and that's important. When we're selling off-road bikes, we want to make sure they're not going to crack and break and fall apart. And I've seen some videos, you've seen them, where the bikes just collapse. Yes. And so we want to make sure that we're providing a safe product, and so we do those kind of testing. The Super Monarch frame that we've been utilizing for the last 5 years, we offer. I didn't answer your question. eSales gives you a lifetime warranty on the frame, lifetime. I mean, to the first buyer, of course, but we give you 2 years on the batteries and the motors, and then we give you 12 months on everything else. When it comes down to the heavy thing that costs money on those bikes is the batteries, and we give you double warranty on them because we're using those high quality cells. We know that we don't have any battery. We've yet to ever have a battery fire, or a frame have to be replaced. We've had the rear, what we call the chainstay, the lower arm, we had to replace because of motor tear out. But other than that, the frame is held up solid, and I believe in giving customers assurance that we're going to be here, and with those kind of warranties, that it's a lot more than anyone else does.
True. Oh, good job, David. All right. So, okay. So something that's also unheard of besides your awesome warranty in the industry is the level of customization that's available on the 5-star e-bike.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a million combinations. I couldn't believe it. we offer 20 options, and you can either choose yes or no. And so it's 20 by 2, or it works out to be just a little over a million different options. I told my factory, that, how are we going to skew this? A million different ways, because you could order the bike in a different million configurations. Believe that or not, it's true. And it was it was a great experiment, and I think it's effective. And we decided to roll with it. We just we're going to continue to offer that, and it's been a struggle because I got a guy that wants to buy today, and he orders components I can't get for 3 months, and so we, this caught us all off guard. We're just going to get all those components in the factory, and if it takes us a year to sell them, that's okay. But we know we're going to sell them, so we can really get quick on being able to provide customers with those upgraded features.
Yeah. They can get them fast, right? Even if they're custom.
Yeah. We have the 75-day guarantee now. You order a bike today, custom bike today, you'll get it in 75 days. We'll ship within 75 days. That's pretty unheard of. I like to do stuff a little unique in a sense.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible, and I hope that more companies follow suit. Right? Like,
well, I remember, we were the first to offer helmets, with every bike free. And granted, like you made a comment earlier, they're not the world's, they're not intended to be permanent helmets. They're a temporary helmet for a guy like me. Gets my bike, and I get on my bike, and I ain't got a helmet, and I go out there and kill myself because I had that experience. Not dying, of course. I'm talking to you, but I ran out, head down the highway, and went onto the road, and I didn't see a car. And I was real lucky I didn't get killed, but I wasn't wearing a helmet. And it was right then, and I had no plans ever to be in the e-bike making business. And I said, man, why don't companies send a helmet with every bike just for safety? And that's what we've done. We've been doing it for the last 5 years, and we'll always continue to do it. My slogan, and don't forget to wear your helmet. We communicate that daily to all our customers.
Thank goodness. And I need to be doing more of that in my YouTube videos too, because I'm a huge stickler for safety.
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like there's a bang for the buck with a 5-star. So it's priced at $19.95, but David has provided me with a very generous coupon for $100 off, bringing it down to $18.95. Guys, and this is out the door. You won't get any surprises at checkout. It's like with shipping, taxes, like it's all included. It's free. So don't you think it's a great bang for the buck, David, for what you get?
Oh, it's absolutely a great bang for the buck.
Yeah. And the 5-star, it's available now. Are we on pre-order or good to go?
Oh, well, we'll always be on, I don't know if we'll ever get out of pre-order.
Okay.
We had a container come last week, and we have a container that comes tomorrow. We're shipping next week. Okay. Every 2 weeks at a minimum, we'll have containers coming in. But the traffic, the response, it's still probably a 45-day wait for most people.
Okay.
But we have people that call up and they order a stock bike, and now they've thought about it and they want to build a custom bike for them. And so that slot, here comes the containers. That slot, now they've moved out of it, and so we do have bikes that pop up, come available, that can pretty much immediately get. So I just invite the people to call, either get on a waiting list, and be notified when the bike does come available if you want to get one right away. But generally, not always, but generally, the bikes are standard. They're the standard 1895 or 1995 bike.
Correct. Oh, this is perfect timing to get an e-bike right at the beginning of the summer. So I got mine in 2 days because David's in Nevada, I'm in Denver. So I got really lucky. We're really close. And yeah, I just did an unboxing video yesterday. I will leave a link below so you guys can watch it. I'm also talking more in detail about what things like make this bike stand out. And that blue color, oh my gosh. I can't stop looking at it. It is beautiful. With the three coats of paint. It's like a blue purplish. Oh my God.
It was I saw a berry, and it's a very, very special berry. It's got like, I don't know, I can't describe all the words to describe it, but I wanted that color, and it took my painting engineer and I 6 months to come up with that color, and it's very deceiving, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it's closer you get, the more it changes. It's cool color.
It's so cool. Would you say this is your coolest color as far as that, or like all the other ones have?
Honestly, I'm a guy with a lot of bling. You don't see all that, but I like to honestly ride the dual crown black and gold bike, and I think I've got a black and gold one coming here tomorrow Saturday on we've already cleared customs.
Uh-huh.
So we'll unload we'll have the bikes will be here no later than Wednesday of next week, and just like you, that same day we ship, and the next day people have them in hand. Our logistics is really exceptional. I'm really proud of that. It's something I hated, and so I tackled it and feel very comfortable about it.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge. All right, next question. So who is this bike for, would you say? What kind of person?
Who's it for? Well, it's the beautiful thing about the bike is so variable in the sense that it's off-road bike, it's a commuter bike. 5 years ago, I really thought of them as cross-country touring bikes because of their dual battery and all of that. So they're versatile. The versatility of it, they're extremely fun to ride. A lot of, what I think that a lot of buyers, I've had a lot of buyers tell me that it brought their what are you doing there? You're moving your screen around, okay?
Yes, we're good.
And I lost my train of thought. Oh, and so the guys, it brings their teenager back.
Yeah.
You go out there on the bike and you're just having a whole hell of a lot of fun. You pull up to a neighbor, and you say hi, and they step up and want to talk to you. If I pull up in my pickup truck and roll the window down, they don't know what I'm doing in the pickup truck, and they don't want, they all shy away, But so the bike opens up opportunities for better communication with your neighbors. Of course, it's a quick, fast way to go to the store and back, and then a fun thing to do. I had one guy tell me that his wife gave him a shopping list, and he had to go he knew what the most critical item was, and he went to shopping. He came back home, and the wife undid the groceries, and she goes, "Oh no, I don't have it." And I go, "Oh no, I forgot. I'll be right back." And before she could say anything, I was back on my bike heading to the store, only because I had wanted to ride my bike again. And I thought that was a pretty cool story. But it's bringing life back to half this market, or half of the market is over 50, and we're seeing that.
Right. I hope that like more women, like hopefully I'm setting, I guess, an example or making them brave for more women to come join the Ebike revolution. Well, ladies, we don't be scared of e-bikes.
It's just going to take some time.
Right.
When the Ebike revolution gets over here in America, 20% of all cars and trucks driving down the street will be a bike. Can you believe that number?
Oh, I can't wait. It hasn't even started, or the revolution?
No, I'm talking about Well, I'm talking when we see this thing really peak out, we're going to see 20% of every vehicle go down the highway is a e-bike. And today in Germany, it's up to 35%. European countries are way ahead of us in the sense
That's
of
true.
electric bikes.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Oh my God. Such a great time to be alive. I love this
Yeah.
industry. We obviously are both so passionate
It's
about it.
it's it's fun to be involved in being a pioneer in this industry. It's really fun to watch it grow.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. Oh, so awesome. Let me see what other stuff I had written here for our viewers. Oh, I'm so glad I wrote this down. So I do have to say that I love what you're doing is your involvement with the e-bike community. I see you posting videos on YouTube consistently, talking to people in your Facebook groups, doing interviews with influencers. I mean, you're the only CEO that I see doing this, and I do applaud you for that.
Well, it was real risk. There was a lot of risk involved with all of that. It was either going to work or it wasn't going to work. But I like to take on challenges, and the more difficult it is, the more I like it. And so I just thought it was time to get involved in the community. And what really set it off was someone making a post I read that was totally wrong, and what he said was absolutely wrong.
Oh,
And I thought, well, here we have all these people online acting like they know what they're talking about when they don't, and they're acting like, oh well, they have some kind of authority, and I just thought there was time that we brought some authority into those areas, and really could step out and say, hey folks, this guy's not right, and not to argue with them, but just to give your point of view, and they know who you are, and so the whole social, and then that you make that decision, and that's fair for me to withhold information. I've not sold a lot of bikes because of my honesty. People ask a question, I could tell them lies if I wanted to, but this isn't who I am. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say that I've never told a lie. We all lie, but I sure the hell don't want to do it to my customers.
well, on the behalf of customers, thank you, David. So yeah, I think it's time to wrap up.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
Just
for
before we go have a drink. No, I'm joking.
Yes, and we live in the same city. We will go celebrate right now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. So again, if you want to purchase this amazing 5-star e-bike, I will leave a link down in the description below. It's LAT100, and the website is www.esales.com. And David, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. I will be talking to you very soon. And I'm going to say my little goodbye that I always say. Okay, so I say, we can say it together if you want. It's like, I don't know if you've watched enough of my videos, but I always say, always remember, whatever you're doing, happy riding.
That's nice.
Do you want to say it with me?
No, I don't want to say it with you.
So I just found out David's a little shy guy, so I'll do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Always remember, whatever you're doing, happy riding. See you soon.